Hey guys, welcome back to Everything Anime Podcast. I'm your host Shinry, here at the Everything Anime Podcast, whether from anime, manga, video games, TV shows, whatever relevant topics I'm talking about. Today's video is on Dr. Stone. I think it's chapters 128 and 129. I have to double check my notes. Very close to where I stopped at though. Maybe about like 5 more videos will be caught up. But anyways, I'm very excited to talk to you guys about what just happened. It is insane, okay? So, when we last left off, Minister Ibarra was evacuating everybody off the island because he's going to petrify the whole island. He's like, we're going to forget the invaders, forget the Kingdom of Science. We're just going to petrify the whole island. And then, our people will be safe. And then, we can just go back to where we were. They'll never know the difference. Meanwhile, Senku's like, this is the perfect opportunity for us as well. Like, we can nab the weapon once they throw it into the air because we still have the drone. They still don't know what our secret weapon is. On top of that, this is also a chance with like the whole island evacuated that they can reveal that the master who they believe they've been serving has been petrified. With everybody off the island, with no one left, it's easy access to get to the master's quarters, get the stone statue and be like, hey, he's gone. He's no longer here. Ibarra is a fraud. So this is perfect stakes because it gives both Minister Ibarra and Senku kind of like a checkmate. Check, not checkmate, because checkmate's when it's over. They're both in check. They both keep checking each other because we're an even playing field. Neither of our sides know it yet, though. Now, Amaryllis then explains to the group that, like, the master looks like Sozu. She explains this because she's like, Genro told me, the statue he saw of the master, it looks just like Sozu. So now all of our group knows this. I mean, I think she already did tell them this, but for some reason I had it in my notes that she repeated this. But, she's explaining that because Sozu's father was the master, and since he's dead, Sozu would now be the successor. Like, he'd become the new master of the island, so the people will listen to him. Now, in order for us to succeed in this plan, to get the master and reveal it to everybody, we have to split into 2 groups. Now, if you know anything about writing, or what I've talked about before in writing, when you have a large cast of characters, you do have to split them up because you can't have everybody on scene all at once. And so splitting up your characters kind of creates, like, higher stakes, giving other characters things to do, as well as, like, different scenarios to follow. So our first team is a statue team consisting of Sozu, Amaryllis, Sukiya, Taiju, with a giant smile on his face, of course, and Yukio and Yuzu. They are the team that's going to go find the master statue, and bring it back to show it to the people on the ship, show it to people on the Perseus. Meanwhile, the distraction team, being Kenro, Nikki, Yo, Chrome, Kiseki, Ryusei, and Senku, they're going to cause a distraction for the Perseus, the Kingdom of Science, the Kingdom of Petrification, to stop them from using the weapon until they can get their hands on the master. So they're basically trying to stall for time, get their attention any way they can. And I know I did say, we split up our group so we can control our cast of characters. Well, we have a large group of characters. And don't forget that Magma and Gen are somewhere else as well, because Magma has the gun. So we know where all our players are. Now, Team Distraction's goal is to find Magma before he can unload all the bullets and ruin their plan, because they intend to, we need the gun to, sorry guys, that's hot. Give me 1 second. So they intend to get the weapon, to get the gun, so the plan can continue. If we have the gun, we can shut on the power, we can use it as a way to kind of stall for time. However, they don't know where Magma and Gen are until the shots are fired. And I love all the characters' reaction, all their faces as they turn towards the ship in the direction. It's really funny. I'm going to make sure I show it off, but it's just funny. They're just like, crap, Magma's already going crazy. Magma's already causing chaos. Fortunately, however, Magma didn't shoot anyone, but instead he shot a hole into the boat of the islanders under Ibarra. Again, using his quick mentalist skills, pretends that he used magic to pierce their boat, and it makes them flee for their lives because they think Gen is magic, and it allows them to take over the boat that they were going in to get to Minister Ibarra's ship. So Minister Ibarra and the others, they don't know what those gunshots were. They don't know what a gun is. But, and thankfully Magma didn't kill anybody. We know Magma loves to talk about killing people. Thankfully, she didn't kill anyone, but it worked in our favor. And Gen, being a mentalist, quickly used that skill. So he was like, hey, I use my magical abilities to like cause your boat to sink. If you don't want these hands, you don't want this magical power, you better run. And they take off. So that was pretty funny. Magma then goes on a solo charge towards Erebara and the Perseus, dragging Gen along with them and declaring that he's going to be his next minion, next to Mantle. Because we haven't seen Mantle in a long time. He's back in Ishigami Village, but again, very funny. Like I said, Magma is just that straight bullheaded character that's just like, yeah, let's do this. Time for action. Let's talk more action. Meanwhile, Team Distraction, consisting of Team Senku, that's what we're going to call it, they try to catch up with Magma to keep up this ruse. They're actually encouraging Magma. Like, Magma is causing, even by accident, the distraction they need. And at first, the Curious try to get close to the ship themselves because they don't have access to a ship. And then Nikki just secures one with ease by, like, knocking out these other guards that were trying to get to the ship. They're like, how are we going to get a ship? And Nikki's like, easy, knocked them out, no problem. The retrieval team, they went back to the Kingdom of Petrification's village looking for, the master statue, and they think someone's there. So Yukio starts firing off flaming arrows to trying to set fire to the village just to get them to flee. Meanwhile, Sukiya is rolling around looking for the master statue, but Sozu, he just stares at this building, which is the master's quarters, and I was thinking okay, this must be where his father was, or that's where he lived as a baby. The memories of his childhood are coming back to him. He's like, this is my house. This is probably where he lived, and obviously that might have been the master's quarters. But meanwhile, Taiju goes to fetch the master himself because Taiju is a strong one. And before I turned the page, I remember suspecting that the master would be gone. I was like, for some reason, I have a feeling the master would be gone. This is once again be way too easy if we can get our hands on the master that easy. But no, he's not gone. Erebara shattered him to pieces before he fled. He didn't want to take any chances that the invaders would get their hands on him and show that the master is doesn't exist. He's dead. He's petrified. And that's because Minister Erebara has been tricking the whole village for the longest time. He's like, oh yeah, the master's in there, but before you can see the master, you got to please me. And so Erebara has been, like I said, as we know, been taking the harem women for himself. And Genro saw that the master was dead. Genro saw that the master was petrified. And Erebara knows that Genro is an invader, so he probably destroyed it in that minute. He probably didn't destroy it whenever he left the. He probably destroyed it after he supposedly killed Genro, or thought he killed Genro. And once rescuing the village. And once again, after he takes control of the village, he intends to have a sculptor. Once Erebara reclaims the village after petrifying the whole island, he plans on have a sculptor recreate the master from scratch, his silhouette. And after that, he intends to kill the sculptor too, because he's like, well, now you know the truth too. He just needs that shadow body to sit behind the curtain as the Sozu's father petrified body was before. He just needs something to look like the master right there. Obviously, no one's ever going to see the master besides himself. But yeah, that's how he plans on keeping up the ruse. But don't forget, we got Yuzu on our side. So even though the master has been broken to pieces and shattered to pieces, Yuzu, we know her whole thing is being dedicated to putting people back together piece by piece, no matter how long it takes. Although we have a whole team with us this time. And I know Erebara was expecting that, but that's what I love. And again, that's how clever this manga is. I love that Yuzu went with that team. Unfortunately, though, Yuzu can tell that when he was turned to stone, it was a long time ago, and thus he can't be revived. On top of that, half of his face is moldy and destroyed and crusted, because I think Senku explained it once, if a piece of your body is broken while you're petrified and it starts rotting away, then you can no longer be revived. You can be broken to pieces, but if you've been broken to pieces and then mold or something started to form, you can't be brought back. But what hurts the most is that Suzuki grabs his stone statue's father's hand, and all the memories flood back to him. He visions his father standing before him. Very cute. As someone that lost her dad at a young age, at 17, I really felt this moment, but I've come to peace with that. But I really felt that We can tell from the image of his father that he was a kind man, and most certainly not the Y man, which once again, I have that on my notes that I was thinking the Y man was on this island. I was thinking Urabara was the Y man, but I know the Y man's on this island, so I'm going to stop saying that. But we know that Sozu's father wasn't evil. So even if they did have the Medusa weapon, even if Sozu's father knew about the Medusa weapon, he doesn't give off evil vibes like Urabara. It's a very powerful panel that follows, and I love it, and I'm going to show it off because, again, just amazing writing. Just really gushing about Dr. Stone lately. Now, despite not being able to revive his father, Sozu intends to still put him back together because he can, like, vision what his father looked like. So even though Yuzu, is like, hey, we can't bring him back, Sozu is like, don't worry, I know what he looked like. We can remake him from scratch and, like, save the village together with the powerful memory of his father and what he looked like. So again, just very great chapter. And as this chapter came to a close, Team Distraction catches up with Magma again and prepares to cause chaos in a battle with Urabara and Kurosame. Oh, I know Kurosame's not on the island. It was Minister Urabara because Kurosame and Moz were still back where the battle was. Like, they were far behind him because you got to remember that Senku and others took off in the mobile lab, and that's how they got away and so far ahead. So all we got to do now is just stall until Team Retrieval can bring back the Master Stone statue and show it off to the Perseus. And so yeah, it's just a stall game now. Again, I was clapping. I was like, this is great stakes. Now, originally my notes ended off here, but I decided to combine these two chapters together because I felt like it was great. So as this chapter opens up, Gen isn't excited about this 10 billion% because there are only 9 of them against like 100 of the enemy. Which, yeah, against those odds, it's like 300 whenever, or what's that what we call 300? Like whenever, like, who are those people? The Spartans versus like all the enemy. Yeah, it was like 300 Spartans. So yeah, I was given that. But we got to do what we got to do. So if we got to stall, that's what we're going to do. Once on the ship, Magma goes wild, shooting at anything and everything. But thankfully, again, he hits no human marks. I guess Magma is just terrible shot with a gun. I mean, they say statistically, even if you like fire a gun randomly, you should hit something. But he ain't hit nobody, thankfully, because like again, we don't want to kill anybody. And we need Yo for that anyway, because Yo is, I guess, our marksman. Well, no, our marksman will be Yukio. So Yo is just our gunman. Anyways, Nikki, however, knocks him out with like one punch. But now we only have 3 bullets left. Or she didn't knock him out. She like puts him in his place, and now we've only got 3 bullets left. So I knew this was gonna be important. Only having 3 bullets, I knew this was gonna be important. This then gives Senku an idea to add magnesium to a gun for like a real fireworks show, for which Yo is excited to show off and creates like this huge blast, to which Gen helps by exaggerating that they are fiery sorcerers on board. Like, so, all right, so to explain this part, since they're down to so many, like only 3 bullets, Senku adds magnesium to the gun, so like basically turn it into like fireworks. And then, Yo's like, oh yeah, I'm down, let's shoot this gun off. And he fires the gun, and it creates like a blast of fireworks. And then Gen, using his mental skills and them thinking they're sorcerers, he's like, hey, this is our magical powers. This is the powers that we behold and that we have. So you guys should run in fear for your lives. And though it's enough to get half of the enemy to flee for their lives, back to the island, I think some of them do stay. But it's enough to get at least a lot of them off. All but one, I forgot to mention this, all but one, a one-man army, Moz. Moz is dead set on killing everybody on board. So yeah, actually I was wrong. In my notes I said it correctly. Yeah, Gen's, the teamwork with Senku, Yo, and Gen, it convinced everybody on board, including Ibarra, I think, to like flee for the life. No, Ibarra's still on the ship. It made the army flee, and then they were like, okay, we got this under control, but then Moz is on the way, because Moz don't believe in their bullshit. Moz knows that they're weak. Moz ain't falling for their tricks, and even if Moz did, he's like, I don't care, everybody's gonna die. Like, once I kill Ibarra, I'll kill all y'all in the Kingdom of Science. Y'all, no one can stop me. Yo tries to stall him with the gun, but the very presence of Moz is overwhelming. So Yo did have 2 bullets left, I believe, but he was just like so overwhelmed at fear of Moz approaching him, he just kind of chickened out. He tries to, and then Moz takes down Yo without a problem, and then we lose control of the gun because the gun falls into the water. Kenro then tries to go in for a spear fight, but Moz takes him out with a single blow along with his spear. So Moz is already showing, like, once again, he's got the overwhelming power. He took down Yo and his gun. Well, Yo got overwhelmed. And then he took down Kenro, who was like our first lead fighter. And Taiju is with the retrieval team. We do have Nikki. Magma is there as well for power. So I was like, I knew this was going somewhere. I was like, and then, oh yeah, Kohaku, but I was like, Kohaku can't take him on. And even though, oh yeah, Nikki does try to fight him, but he takes her out too. So I was like, this man's just way too strong. And with all of our powerhouses out of the way, Senku and Gen fear that we've lost all hope. Like, this is it. We can't defeat Moz. Moz is gonna kill us. But then I remember something from our previous chapters, like, I was like, where was Hyoga and Homura, the ones that were like locked in the jail? And I'm so glad that came to me because I was like, we needed to. I remember reading on the plane, I was like, we need Tsukasa right now. This is who we need. But I was like, Tsukasa's not here. So I was like, who else is here? And I was like, oh yeah, the Joker cards. Like, the wild card is Moz. The Joker card is Hyoga. Hyoga is our enemy. He turned against Tsukasa. He was trying to kill Senku and turn him against, like, the Kingdom of Science. Well, this is their time to come into play. As the Kingdom of Science is backed into a corner, we realize that they're in the prison room. And as the chapter ends, Senku's like, oh, finally, we made it to exactly where I wanted us to be. Throws arrival fluid onto Homura and Hyoga. Well, I thought it was in both of them. He just throws it on Hyoga, and Hyoga is revived. That's the end of the chapter. Now, sorry guys, again, like I said, it's been a while. I read these all like a week ago. So I'm heavily relying on my notes when I talk about this, which should be okay. I'm just going to start referring to my notes and then, talking about it as I go. Some of it I try to do from memory. But anyways, like, theories were at that point, I was like, Hyoga is the Joker card. It's like when, when Eggman, that's probably a better example. When Eggman, like, does something evil, like, tries to blow up the moon, for example, and just to, like, basically conquer the world, but then he finds out Gerald Robotnik, well, spoilers for Sonic 3, let me stop talking. Well, basically, like, I was like, is Hyoga going to team up with us? Or is Moz going to convince him to be like, hey, we can just kill them both. Like, you want to kill them, I want to kill them, you want to live in this new world, let's kill them together. So, I actually know what happens, so I'm going to stop talking. Like I said, I'm not past chapter 140. Where we learned the biggest news ever. So I'm going to stop it here. But yeah, guys, I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. Again, the next chapters, I'll try to make them less choppy. Try to, go through my notes beforehand. But I was just really excited to talk about this and get this out there. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Not drag it out a little bit any longer. So see you guys in the next video. Talk to you later. Bye. Hey guys, this video was sponsored by me, the author of the Shinry series, the Chronicles of Wayne, and Monsterverse. So I figured I'd do this outro a little bit different by showing you guys what you guys will be checking out. So, the Shinry series starts with Book 1, Shobu Samurai Project Aryoku. 10 years after the death of his parents, Shobu Samurai returns home seeking vengeance, but instead faces the choice to save his home from shadow creatures, blood beasts, and an organization once thought dead. Shinry's Shobu Samurai starts at $9.99. And if you love anime, manga, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Yu Yu Hakusho, Fairy Tail, Shaman King, Rave Master, Zatch Bell, anything like that, the Shinry series is definitely the series for you. You'll definitely want to check it out. The Sword of Light is probably the thickest one so far. And then these books are 2. This is Enter the Dread Zone Tournament. And the series original ending, Arado, the Legendary Conjuring Master. So, and I'll just show you guys some of the covers. Really proud of all of these. But I hope you guys check it out. If you don't like that, I also have the current published books for the Chronicles of Wayne, Love Be Damned, Cotton Candy, Full Moons, Fabled Lovers, A Cursed Virgin's Bite. If You Go Where Monsters Dance, Red will Rain Over Your House. Love Be Damned. Now, the Chronicles of Wayne is about a geeky guy, or a nerdy guy in high school. His senior year, he has a crush on the hottest guy in school, because of course he does. He's only got one best friend, and her name is Barb. Well, the hottest guy in school turns out to be a werewolf. And to make the story more interesting, he bites Wayne and turns Wayne into the first ever wolfman in the last 10 years. And because of that, it was also a sacred law that wolfmen should never be created. I don't want to get into too much of the Chronicles of Wayne without spoiling it, but I can tell you it's very short. This one sells for $6.99, and Love BK's right after it. The ending of this trilogy, Love Be Liberated, comes out in October. So I'm going to definitely do a more full in-depth review of this one. But yeah, it's an LGBT fantasy fiction story about werewolves, vampires, white witches, a dark warlock, and, well, many, many more surprises to come. So if you guys like to read, I definitely recommend. These are all the books so far in the Shinry series, except for Shinry's Beginning. I do have that one, but it's just not here with me. But yeah, I appreciate a like, support, or just a review on Amazon. Either way, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day.